Welcome back to the iTrain podcast. I'm your host, Oscar Kemjika. My guest here, founder of NxN, Nkem Egbuta. Talk to us about the current fashion trends and what's your opinion on it and where you think it's headed?
To be honest, I don't look at current fashion trends. I like wearing what I like to wear. I want people to wear what they like to wear. I accept all suggestions from my supporters, and I just keep my ear to the streets just to see what I can do. But I'm not even looking. It's complete tunnel vision with me. I'm not looking left and right or at the competition or what anyone else is wearing. I just like to stick to what feels right to me, and I take feedback from what feels right to my supporters.
All right, follow your own lane.
Exactly.
Okay. So were you ever, when you started this brand, were you ever looking at trends as a baseline, or at least, what you can start off with? Or?
Back in 2016, actually, the dad caps, which is what I started with, it was very popular. Everybody had a dad cap line. So I guess I was, in that sense, looking at it. But even then, most people were using stitch. I decided to go outside the box. I said, you know what? Everybody's doing it this way. Let me use jewelry. And then I just put the two together, and it took off.
Right. You got a jewel in this brand as well. I'm a strong supporter of it. I believe that it's definitely attracting headway. People are really hip to the African culture now. We got Afro beats popping. This is the best time to really feel proud about your heritage as African people, and this is an exciting time, especially for your brand. Talk to me. So on that wavelength, talk to me about how you feel you can get in on that, as far as maybe collaborate with some Nigerian artists if you haven't already, or have them wear your stuff, or if you ever had that conversation.
I've had a few celebrities wear my stuff, but that was early in the beginning. I realized that's not how I wanted to do it. I wanted them to come to me. I didn't want to go to them. If you like my stuff, I want you to come to me, wear it, support me.
Right.
But I'm not chasing anyone down. I feel if you really like it, I got you. But
the value of the brand speaks for itself, and the message behind it is very powerful. If you really truly embrace African culture, even if you don't, if you've rep something that's strong enough to bring together a global community, this is a good brand, to turn to, just as a symbol in itself. So talk to us about that. What was your mission, or what is the mission behind the brand?
I guess it's just to unify people and bring awareness to the beauty and the glory of Africa overall for all black people. And that's not to say all black people are from Africa, but more so we all can tap into Africa to learn a little bit more about ourselves.
Right. There's a lack of cultural awareness out there. It's really sad. I think, some people are lost in, finding self-identity, or at least tapping into their culture or their heritage. And, wearing something like this can help, stir them in that direction, at least, to look deeper into their roots. So
most definitely get more in touch. And, there's love there. I mean, Africans, I think we're welcoming to outsiders. So
absolutely.
It's definitely love there.
Absolutely. Talk about your recent trip to Nigeria. How was that?
I stayed in Nigeria 3 months, and I needed that. I just needed to see the vibes out there and what people was going through, and it made me so grateful for what we have in America. We complain a lot over here.
Right.
We don't even know. Life could be so different, and we have to be grateful for what we have. But also, it makes me want to go back to Nigeria and do some cool things over there. I see so much potential, so much untapped potential, and we have to definitely connect back with home. And I think that's definitely one of my goals with my brand, is just to do more for back home,
Right. We can all do more, It's sad to see the potential not being tapped into.
Exactly.
That's the most difficult part. And, being of Nigerian descent and born and raised in the States, I went there in 2016, and it was an eye-opener. To see how much potential that country has. And it's not just Nigeria, it's other neighboring nations as well. We have so much potential to tap into. So what is, the aim for your next voyage to Nigeria, and what do you think could be the start of, growth out there with your brand, leading with your brand?
I'm not sure if I would. Well, that's a good question. It's a great question. Well, just focusing on Nigeria, what I'd like to do out there is more charitable than with my brand. But if we're talking about my brand, I would like to do things in Lagos and bringing more awareness to what I'm doing out there in those parts. But my heart, as far as African goes, is more so into charitable things. I'd like to work with children, or I'd like to work with schools, give like school supplies, give clothing, medical attention. Like when I'm in Africa, I'm not even really thinking about my brand, but brand wise, it would be dope to be popping in Lagos, Johannesburg, you know, the big African cities. But that's not even. If Africa for me is more about what can I do to help, than to help myself.
It's all about giving back and paying it forward as well. It's very important. Yeah. So back to the hooping. Now, of course, you're going to London. Where do you see your game evolving, if it has recently, and where does it stop for you? I mean, obviously this is a love and this is a passion that you have. Where do you see it going from here, like let's say from now to beyond 2020?
I just see the basketball thing as more so of a platform. We all know what sports can do for people, for athletes. So it's just more of a platform to bring more attention to the things I'm doing, whether it be back home in Nigeria or with my brand. It's just more so for that. So, I mean, as far as expanding on my game to give me that platform, I'd like to play more point guard and have more leadership responsibilities, especially as I'm now in like year 6. Yeah. So I just would like more responsibility and of that offense or whatever be the case.
Right. And the point guard is a floor general, and you are a general of your own brand. What has been, as far as expanding, do you feel like you can assist and, lead a pack to the chip, whatever the chip is for you? Maybe it's, establishing something in London, or, really expanding out in, like you said, Lagos. Like, what do you feel like is a challenge that you would like to tackle as the general of the NxN brand?
I would like to be in every continent, in every major city. I'd like to be in New York, Los Angeles, Paris, London, Lagos, Johannesburg, Rio de Janeiro, anywhere with a heavy African or black population. That's where I need to be. That's my ultimate goal for the brand. Right.
And we're here to support you. You got my support every time.
Thank you.
What is a message that you would like to leave with everyone as far as like your brand and what it stands for, and you as a person? There's more to just being an entrepreneur. There's you as, someone who's into fashion. There's you as someone who is into balling. The person that is maybe young, still in college, trying to figure out their life, maybe is a baller like you and has other passions. What message do you have for him?
That they are gold. Like, you are literally worth more than gold, actually. Anything you do, just keep that in mind. Like, the world may try to tear you down, but you're gold. Like, that's our slogan for NxN. My sister came up with that. We are gold, because we are very valuable, and everyone needs to realize their worth. You can be, we was talking about this, you can be anything and everything you want to be. You don't have to go to school for what you want to do. Like, you can start over, you can go back to school, you can start a school, you can do anything you want to do. Don't put any limits on what you could do. Your value is that high.
Don't shortcut yourself.
Exactly.
Right? It's hard work that comes along with it, but you got to stick to it, perseverance, strive. Look for inspiration, but also emulate greatness. These are people that have blueprints and they paved the way. So you got to model yourself after that and then try to surpass that, but they gave you a mark and a benchmark to shoot for, right? So don't sell yourself short. There's always room for improvement. So how has your brand improved over the years since you started? Like, what growth have you seen outside of just adding new products and adding new merch?
Well, this year sales are up 40%, so
awesome.
That's good.
Awesome stuff.
We more so focus online. We used to do a lot more traveling. I'm trying to get back to that, doing more events. Like you said earlier, we did the Niger Day Parade this weekend. That was cool, just to be back and reconnect with the people again. Like, I felt like I got away from that. I got comfortable with online. And anyone, if you're starting a business, you got to do a little bit of everything. Online, interaction with the people. Yeah. It's a lot, but it has to be done. Yeah,
it's a grind. It's definitely a grind. You want to hit it from all angles, There's nothing better than the upfront customer, the one-to-one, face-to-face customer. I was there helping them out, and the feeling that you get from letting them know, okay, this is a special deal that we have for today. Rather than going home to purchase it online, you have it right in front of you. You get to feel and touch the jacket, try on the hat. You're talking straight to the owner, right? Eye to eye, face to face with the owner.
Exactly.
What better experience is than that? And I think that we kind of lose touch with that with the involvement of technology and everything being so accessible online. But there's nothing better than actually being in person. It's like getting a book signing from LeBron James as opposed to just ordering it off of Amazon or eBay and getting it delivered to you from FedEx. It's a different feeling. It's an eventful feeling.
Don't allow the internet to make you lazy. It's a beautiful thing, but it can also make us very lazy. You have to also get out there in the field and, show people who you are. Put the face behind the product.
Exactly. Very important. And myself as a personal trainer, of course, I can give people programs online and they can see my stuff. They can get workouts, but it's a different experience if you actually in the same gym and in the same room with me and getting a personal training session with me. So it's more personable and more hands-on.
Stronger energy.
Definitely. Definitely. So what room have you been in where you felt that energy to inspire you? I mean, it could have been on a basketball court with teammates. Maybe, it's somebody who, battled it out with you every time you touch the rock and you say, okay, let's see your jump shot. Let's see how you're working on it. What person did that for you, if that, and who was kind of like your person that you say, I got to be better than this person, or I'm competing with this person, if any?
I really don't want to say that. I don't want to give anybody too much credit. Okay. But there's definitely people out there that I'm looking at and I'm like, yo, I like what he's doing or she's doing, and I'm trying to get on that level.
Right.
But I ain't giving no free promo.
Okay, I mean, but you can just describe the person and the experience and how it was for you and how it drove you to be. I mean, I seen better.
Guys who I'm at around 12K followers right now, but I see guys with 150K followers and they really motivate me. And obviously, they've been doing it longer, sure, but still the grind and everything, they're on it. I see women with 100K followers and they start at the same time as me. So it's like, oh wow, like, yeah, I'm going hard, but I could be going harder.
Yes, absolutely. There's always room for improvement and growth. We had a long conversation before, and it's something I want to bring up on this platform. We had a conversation about black businesses and black-owned businesses and how it's important to support ourselves, to empower ourselves, and uplift ourselves. There was a hashtag, of course, going on years ago, and it's just, touchy topic for some people, but Black Lives Matter, of course. But then we had a conversation. We both agreed that black businesses matter is a message that should be brought up to the forefront a lot more. Can you talk about that? What are your thoughts on that and how we should empower and uplift each other?
Well, the only way, all right, look, the ugly truth is that at the end of the day, everybody cares about the dollar. That's what it is. Everybody's after that. That's what everybody wants. So if we really want to make a statement of that Black lives truly matter, we have to support black businesses. Absolutely. Because this is going to be the fuel this is going to be the engine that fuels our lives collectively. We have to support each other so we can come up. That's the difference between where we're at and where other races are at.
Right.
You go to Chinatown, they ain't hiring no black people.
Right.
They ain't hiring anybody but their own. You go to certain white corporations, they'll meet their black quota. What's it called? When they have to hire a certain amount of black people. I forget what it's called.
I forget the term.
But yeah, they'll hire that. But it's going to be predominantly white. If you go to Google, predominantly white. Apple, predominantly white. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we as black people have to understand. We can't expect people to hold us down. We got to hold ourselves down. Absolutely. We got to watch out for ourselves. So when Oscar says black businesses matter, that's what he means. Like, yo, we have to put more emphasis on our businesses, our black infrastructure, our black owned everything, because if we don't, nobody else will.
Right, and that's how we truly make a difference in our communities. If you look left and right, a lot of the problems lie within ourselves from lack of support, and we look for support elsewhere, and we support elsewhere at the same time. And we're not giving enough support within ourselves. So I'm sure most of you watching know someone who is, has their own business and is on the come up. Support that person. You might be guilty of, saying that you'll support, but not really fully supporting the same way you'll support a bigger brand. That's not about nothing if you can't really show up to their events and, not just buy their product, but be around them. So that's extremely important, and we got to do a better job at that.
Most definitely. And not just support with buying a product, but if you're in a position to invest, that would help too.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you're in a position to, introduce a person to somebody or put somebody in a certain place, you have to do these things collectively. We have to have more collective love and support for each other.
Yeah.
We have a high self-love, but we need to match that with a higher collective love, group love.
Yeah, right. And there's strength in numbers, and there's power in unity. So the more of us that do it, the better that we're going to be as a people collectively,
Most
as a
definitely.
whole. All right. So one last thing, of course, we have some hats down here. I'm wearing one. Advisor, he wearing a bomber jacket. Please support NxN brand. Tell us where they can find you on social media and your website.
Social media is NxN Worldwide for everything, Twitter and Instagram. And the website is NxNWorldwide.com or shopNxN.com, whatever works for you. Support us. You know what I mean? We're trying to do great things. We're trying to give back, but we need y'all to do all these things. And so far, thank you for the ones who have held us down, and thank you for the ones who will hold us down in the future.
Right. And thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm your host, Oscar Kemjika. Peace.